The next horror game I was thinking of checking out is Call of Cthulhu. I know nothing about this game. I just saw that it was on Game Pass, and this is the kind of thing I was in the mood for. So, we're going to find out together what this game is. I've got awesome Twitch dude here in the chat accompanying me. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I don't know what to say because I don't know what this game is going to be about. I am a big fan of H.P. Lovecraft, in theory. Maybe not the person. I heard he had some strange beliefs, but this type of horror that he created is fascinating to me because it's the horror not of like jump scares and it's not like a slasher movie. It's not that kind of horror. It's the horror of inevitability. It's a horror of something being so clearly more powerful than not just you, but more powerful than all of humanity, and not even malevolent. It's a little malevolent, but it's mostly just we're ants to this evil. It doesn't care about us. It's not that it wants to hurt us, it's that our existence is meaningless to it. And it could just amuse itself by destroying us if it wanted to. Or it could accidentally destroy us with a thought. And the way that that sort of renders your own life meaningless, and then makes you sort of face that kind of dread, it's just a fascinating idea. So I'm going to enter the madness. And yeah, start a new game. Alright, so it looks like this probably, yeah, this seems to take place in original H.P. Lovecraft era, which is like early 20th century. It's kind of fun seeing how much stuff is influenced by Lovecraft these days. Like the enemies that you fight at the beginning of Wildermyth, for instance, are very Lovecraft inspired. A lot of the, I don't know. There's a lot of modern fantasy that's heavily influenced by Lovecraft, even if the setting is extremely different. In fact, I think there's isn't there a Nicolas Cage movie based on a Lovecraft story, Color Out of Space? I think Color Out of Space wasn't that an H.P. Lovecraft story? So you can't see it, but there's a loading bar behind me right now that is taking a very long time. I guess I should read. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. Sweet. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Torpor. Oh man, that is an early 20th century word. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. Time to enter the madness. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. Sane and hideous ends. Hideous end are the operative words? Okay. Yeah, this... Am I in the stomach of Cthulhu? Where am I? Oh, yeah. Crawling through entrails is definitely a Lovecraftian image. Oh, game saved. Good, that's reassuring. I'd rather have it saved somewhere else, though. Alright. As always, I've got to start every game by inverting my Y. Apply settings. Yes, I'm sure. I really appreciate it when games get that out of the way at the beginning instead of making me interrupt the game to do it. Alright, so Call of Cthulhu has a very different philosophy about how to start a game compared to Blair Witch. And it's fine. I mean, there's not like one way to do it, right? These games are just making different artistic choices. But where Blair Witch started out with a very long, peaceful walk through a beautiful wood, this game drops you right in medias res Just, you're in the middle of something horrific. Figure it out. I'm like, sharks? I mean, at least something's... Wait, somebody's killing the sharks, right? So at least the sharks aren't scary. To crouch, press B. Right, okay. Is this smoke or is this my addled mind? Candles. The smoke feels weird. It feels like a post-process effect. It doesn't feel like it's actually in the room with me. That's why it made me wonder if it was like a hallucination or something. I must light up some items to interact with them. Pretty well done making sure that thing was unlit. Sometimes if you're dealing with a realistically lit scene, it's actually really difficult to make something be dark in the way you want it to be dark. Okay. So it looks like the A button grabs things that are highlighted in this game, whereas it was right trigger in Blair Witch. I'm gonna have to get my habits all situated here. Let's look down here first before I try to use those bolt cutters anywhere else. Or we could not do that. Yes, let's go back up these stairs. Okay, bolt cutters, right? That's for getting out of places. Let's go do that. Awesome Twitch Dude wants to know if I watched Tiger King. Yes, my wife was interested in it, and so the two of us basically, we planned to watch it over the course of a few days. We ended up just binging. Oh. I guess so. Why is this thing even addressing me? I am so much its inferior. Yeah, so we expected to watch it over multiple days. We just binged the whole thing until 2 in the morning because every episode, like, you keep thinking, oh yeah, I've got my head wrapped around it. Oh, it'll be interesting to see where this goes. And the next episode introduces some new element. We're like, what? A missing person investigation? How many spouses? What? You know, like, they just keep saving up new revelations. That show was crazy. Though I have trouble imagining being that documentarian because they had to spend years getting to know these people and befriending all of the people involved, and then the show makes none of them look good. I would have a lot of trouble making something so unflattering to people whose trust I had earned. What a putrid offering. Yes, I agree. Let's get out of this putrid offering. Yeah, let's run. So, Awesome Twitch Dude wants to know if I think... I'll address this in a second.
Everything has already been written.
What is it with faceless people in these games?
But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
The heck? Is one of these people me, or is this... Okay, yeah. I thought that might be a dream sequence.
I hate whiskey.
Alright, so, Awesome Twitch Dude asked me, do I think that the potential murder that was introduced in Tiger King, do I think it happened as people are suggesting? Do I think that Carol killed her husband? Ever since film school, like, one thing they try to drill into you is how much control a documentarian has over the story that they're telling. Even though they're using footage of real people and footage of real events, in the editing room, you can tell any story you want. And so, watching a documentary that was clearly had a point of view and was telling a story, I do not have enough information to make a judgment like that. I only know what the makers of Tiger King showed me, and that is not enough to make any kind of decision. I hope that, that nobody's basing it on that, because, maybe she did, maybe she didn't. It's impossible for us to know with the evidence in front of us. It is only fair to give people the benefit of the doubt when that's all you have to go with. Apparently I hate whiskey, so no, I'm not going to drink that.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Okay, I like my voice. Okay, so we're at the Pierce investigation in whatever. Oh. So I've got skills that I can level up? I've already got a strength 3 of 5. Wait, is this based on the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game? Is this... Oh, interesting. My sanity's stable. I assumed this was just going to be a video game adaptation of Lovecraft. But it looks like it might actually be based on the role-playing game. Now, I don't know the role-playing game, so maybe I'm completely wrong about the clues here, but the fact they've got a skill system here that already has points in the skills, like if this was just being developed for a video game, you could imagine that they would just start you with sort of a blank slate and you would earn up whatever it is the game wanted you to unlock. The fact they've already invested points in these skills makes me think that either I'm going to be playing multiple characters over the course of the game and these differences between the characters are going to matter, or they're using an existing system that exists outside the game and they have to tell me in the language of that game who my character is. It's fascinating either way.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
Alright.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
This guy sounds like a hardboiled detective from the 20s.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
So a lot of just old cases here?
I used to be an avid reader. The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Where have I heard the name Wentworth recently? I feel like this is not the first time this week I've heard the name Wentworth, but I don't know why or where that came from.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed. Lost battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage. I have business here to attend to.
Yeah, this guy, he actually sounds a little bit like the Tick to me. Do I have business here?
I wonder why I still take these things.
But I'm taking them. Okay, so I feel like I've interacted with everything in here. Oh, this. I feel like I've Okay, they saved the game. Does that matter? Oh, I had to turn off the radio to make the phone ring? Really? That's not the way it goes in real life.
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth.
Hope you can hear this
I'm
okay.
calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Character creation. Okay, here we go. Allocate your character points. Each character point allows you to improve the score of a skill. So I can add and remove stuff. Okay, so do I want to make this character remind me of myself? Do I want to make this character useful to my approach in a video game? Like, I tend to like making characters that are a little weaker. Oh wait, so I can only add. Okay, I can't go lower than this. So spot hidden, for instance, I really love to find secrets in games. I don't like to be left out of stuff, so I should have some spot hidden. Investigation might also be... That'll take all the rest of my CP. Eloquence. Psychology. I can only have one of them up to the next level. Occultism. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to grab these more practical skills. And maybe that'll be good enough. Validate. Yep.
For this information, Mr. Pierce, our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
Sure.
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, do you still...
Oh, hi. It's my face.
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem. And I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
Ugh.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
All right. So my notebook details my current thing. I need to examine the painting and examine the file. Let's start with the file.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Okay, so Warehouse 36 Darkwater is an address. The fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decided a domestic accident, but they insist on her mental frailty. Then there's an article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the Isle of Darkwater. They live a reclusive life there with their only son Simon. Okay. A new clue memorized. Nice. At least I'm clever.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So,
Huh.
Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
So I've just unlocked this answer. Let's find out about the warehouse first.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Not too bad.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Folly.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You will be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
A book, huh?
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
All right.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Darkwater is such a self-consciously creepy name for a place. It's like you only name a place Darkwater if you're actually making a horror game. Or I guess if you're making Fallout 1, because they had a character named Killian Darkwater, which was, I mean, even when I was, I think, how old was I when I played Fallout? I think it was like early 20s. Not a game developer yet, but when I saw that name, I was like, Killian Darkwater, really? I mean, might as well named him Dirk Cool Guy. Awesome Twitch Dude asks, do you usually stay up late? So, my natural inclination is to stay up as late as possible. I like flee sleep for some reason. I just have this natural inclination, that like, if I stay up a little bit longer, then I'll get to do more cool things. And if I fall asleep, I'll miss out on part of my life. And so I try to stay up late as I can. But the last several years, working on Ed Labs, commuting to Seattle, I've gotten up really early in the morning to get, to catch buses and things like that. So traditionally my schedule has actually been earlier rather than later, for the past, 7 years. But since we've gone into lockdown, my schedule is kind of regressing to its natural state. So yeah, staying up late, getting up late is kind of what comes naturally to me. And since I'm not trying to make buses anymore, we're not trying to get my kids to school anymore, that kind of thing, it's a little easier for me to do what comes naturally. All right, so Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address, a warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Okay, so I get the sense that each time I load the game, it's probably going to give me these summaries, it's really useful to have a recap, because I find that, I started a lot of games under these conditions, where I'm playing multiple games on a stream, or just trying things out, and sometimes it'll be days again before I come back to a game and start trying to play it in earnest, and having a reminder of what I'm doing is really helpful. So just like I did with Blair Witch, I'm planning on playing this game until it starts to get freaky enough. So we can get a sense of what the game's really about. And then maybe I'll move on to something a little more familiar. Like Ori and the Blind Forest, maybe? It's always interesting when the title sequence comes after the tutorial. Makes perfect sense, right? There's a lot of movies that do this kind of thing too. You have an intro sequence, then you have the titles. But for some reason... Oh, this is by Cyanide. Okay, yeah. I feel like I've heard of them. Actually, at first I was thinking of Cyan, which is a different studio. Oh, hey! Raenir! Thanks for joining us. So we're headed to an island where we're going to investigate the disappearance, or no, the mysterious death of a mad artist. And I've been dreaming of shark guts and murderous cultists with no faces. So I'm just ready to face the madness right now. You know, I feel like my camera should be aimed a little down. I just got a little bit too much headroom. It's always awkward when somebody's shot in their head. Like, you expect their eyes to be in about the 2/3 line up the screen, maybe a little bit lower. And if it's not there, if like your head is down here, it just always feels really uncomfortable. Like, it's got too much headroom.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload.
You're not the boss of me.
Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Darkwater.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Oh, Raenir is correct. I forgot to update my Twitch info as usual.
A sad story we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
Nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy.
More fish guts,
You know
or
what? Go have a
cetacean
drink with the
guts.
stranded whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the harbor master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
There's a surprise for me at the bar? I don't want to know what kind of surprise is waiting for me at the bar.
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
See how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
Can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know. Or you'll...
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to...
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
This is gross.
There's something coming. Something real
Oh,
bad.
hey! I just got an achievement for failing a skill test. That's great. I love it. Okay, let's go get surprised. Is this guy my surprise? What?
Be careful.
What? Why? Why'd I do that? I'm a jerk. Oh, she likes jerks.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Yeah, thank you. Eloquence. I can test eloquence or I can test strength. I got a 2 in this, 3 in this. It's not telling me I've got a 2 or a 3, so am I supposed to just remember? I could just apologize. So, my favorite character trait that I developed in Disco Elysium was Sorry Cop. And so I think I'm going to be a
Pure
Sorry Cop.
instinct. I behaved like a Hun, and I sincerely apologize.
Veteran, huh?
307th Infantry Regiment.
Well, that'll be okay for now. But the war is over. Try not to forget it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Hey, Brave Knight, thanks for joining us.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
So, interestingly, while I am talking to this character, if I move my stick around, it'll move the camera around, but it doesn't remember my inversion settings. So only my normal gameplay camera is inverted. My camera, when I'm talking to somebody, is still standard. That's crazy. So, by the way, look at that guy's forearms. I mean, this is the area that Popeye is from, and I can clearly tell who they based him on.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
We're good.
That'll be all for now.
Raenir says that dock workers do a lot of arm wrestling. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see here. So Raenir also, I think, is saying that not a lot of games get Lovecraftian horror right. And you sound like you've played this game before, like you recognized it when you saw it. Have you played this before? Do you feel like it gets Lovecraftian horror right? Because I'm just right here at the beginning.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Huh. Somebody caught a massive whale? Warehouse for rent. Huh, okay.
Do you like our song?
Absolutely.
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
Okay, so these guys
Bid
probably...
you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Okay, so somebody caught something weird out in the ocean while these people were starving. Their ancestors ate it. And so now everyone here is probably under the influence of some horrific thing. Got it. Foreshadowing received. So Raenir is saying that he's seen a bunch of like YouTubers and other folks talking about this game and showing clips of it and stuff, and has gotten the impression that it does Lovecraftian horror right, though he's never played it himself. He says it's the curse of having 1,000 Steam games and no time to play them. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I do this stream, is to get myself to play the zillions of Steam games that I've downloaded.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman cat.
Huh. The terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Signed, the cat.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
I'm just going to explore this guy's place. Huh, okay. I've stolen a book. That's cool. Can't you call yourself a real lover of books unless you've stolen a few?
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Alright.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Alright. Where are they all crossed out? Oh yeah, it's all redacted. Where did the... Oh, there he is. Just a second, guy. Let me,
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
I just want to poke around upstairs a bit while he's not watching. Wait, what's this thing? It's glowing like the lantern in my dream.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Huh. Wooden leg. Just gonna go through your stuff.
What a macabre souvenir.
Macabre? Really? Macabre. Cool. Alright, let's head down. So Raenir sounds like he's got a very similar practice to mine, which is, he says that, he'll typically get a game from Steam and play it for an hour or two, but it'll end there because he's got his own work on, his own studies, his own work on games, that sort of thing, that keeps him from it. And that's kind of where I am too. I play games a lot for research. I mean, that's the label on all my Twitch streams, is that I'm playing for research, and that's true. Like, I really want to know what other games are doing, because that really informs a lot of the choices that I end up making.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights of the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Let's see here.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Is it the huge thing dominating the...
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
All right, let's go.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
All right, let's see if we can get to that warehouse. Okay, good. This is not one of those towns where running makes the cops chase you. Who are you?
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I've never heard of this saint. Is it a local belief?
But everyone knows St. Brendan, the Navigator.
He's the patron saint of whales and whalers.
What happened to the statue?
Go see for yourself. He's at the end of the jetty.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
Boom, boom, boom.
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
Ooh, cat.
If only they would kill each other.
This cat you mentioned. Is she their boss?
Oh, hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
Raenir is amused by these folks' charming drunk animations. Okay, let's get out of here.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
All right, so Warehouse 36. I assume it's the huge one? Don't see a way through here. Looks like maybe I have to get past these ruffians. Before I try that, though...
No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Okay, did I just learn something important? Sounded like there's something unguarded.
Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut.
Why, we don't have a clear conscience.
Quiet.
I like how they react to my presence. They're not just standing there doing nothing until I engage with them.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaps. Go die of thirst, a lot of you. It'll stink less.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
Raenir says that apparently the game world, according to other videos, the game world is labyrinthine and confusing. I'm not surprised. Ooh, can I lie?
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
If
So
I
did
can't
that
get rid
not
of
work?
those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Alright, guess that didn't work. It didn't explicitly say skill failure or something. They're more subtle about it than a lot of modern games, which I'm not sure if I think is better or worse.
Where do you think you're going?
Who are these others so interested in the warehouse?
And why would I tell you?
You and I are on the same side of the law.
Oh, yeah?
You don't want to know the truth behind this case.
Are you saying our work was not up to snuff? Forget it.
Yeah, that stuff's not working.
I'm not here to hinder your work, officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly.
The
He
accident.
can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Alright. So Raenir says that the levels being labyrinthine actually adds to the Lovecraftian horror of it. He says that they can even seem non-Euclidean at times. I've often wanted to make or play a horror game that took place in a non-Euclidean space, something like House of Leaves. And here and there, games will, like Control, for instance, simulated some of that stuff, which was pretty cool. Some of my favorite parts of that game. Alright, so it looks like this might be the sneaking area. Ooh, the spot hidden skill lets you detect hidden items in a close range. Okay, once... I didn't see the rest of that hint. Oh, does the green mean I'm using a skill? Okay, so we got...
This ratchet device seems to be usable.
Huh. Anything else green? What's this?
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
Great. Alright, so can I climb this?
I could use this old winch to lift the grating.
Let's mount the ratchet device. I like it when games use the dialogue system to do other stuff. Disco Elysium did the same thing. Okay, so I've put the ratchet device on. Is that it? Is that all I can do? Just put it on? Did I need to retract it first before I put the device on it? Looks like I only have the one option now to leave, so that must have been it. I can't seem to go across this. Huh. Rainier is sharing a link right now to a video about someone creating a non-Euclidean game engine, which sounds great. I'm actually.
I've been working on rendering.
Whoa, hold on. I don't know if that popped. If you could hear the desktop audio from that video, but I'm just clicking Rainier's links real quick so that I can grab them later. Maybe I'll stick them in the cards for this video. All right, so I feel like that winch is how I'm supposed to raise this grate. But once I put the ratchet thing on it, maybe there's something else I need to find. I'm seeing... What's this? Aha. Okay.
This handle will be perfect for the winch.
Okay, so I'm wondering, like, so I chose the hidden items or spot hidden skill. And so that is the method I'm using to get into the warehouse. Did I have to either choose, like, was there any way for me to get this far without either choosing that skill or maybe the eloquent skill that probably would have gotten me past the guards, or the strength skill that also might have gotten me past the guards? Okay. Still not usable. Is there another thing? I guess so. Let's keep looking. Huh. Brave Knight's comparing this game to Myst, finding the crank and stuff like that, feeling like the kind of solution that you might see in an older kind of puzzle adventure game. So I'm just trying to get close to everything. So this actually feels like an old school adventure game because I'm basically pixel hunting right now. So I got the ratchet and the winch. What else could I need? Do I need to leave the building? Well, no, I had that question mark on the screen telling me I was in a searching area. Let's see if it comes back. Yeah, so that question mark down the bottom left, that's telling me that there's a pixel hunt here for me to solve. I just need to get close enough to the right thing, and something will show up, right? Is that how that works? Because if that wasn't the case, I don't know. I mean, I must be missing something, right? Because something about that winch would have changed so that I could interact with it. Well, maybe I haven't looked closely enough upstairs. Maybe there's something above me? Huh. Well, if I can't find something to do, that will make this a shorter game for me than for other people. Folks are trying to guess what time it is here. Yeah, it is close to 3 a.m. It's about 2:40, something like that. So it is very, very late. I can't do that much more tonight without risking my ability to be functional tomorrow. I mean, there could be something up here if I can figure out how to get there. There's no ladder on this side. But maybe there's a way in from the outside? I've got a long ways away. Doesn't seem very likely that there's an accessible entrance here. Can't go any further that direction. And these guys are blocking the way over here. Yeah, nothing. Oh, that's the... Am I just trying to cross to that door so I can get behind these guys? So Raenir suggesting that maybe there's something in my inventory that I need to... Do I have an inventory? Huh. All right. That was a dead end. What could I be missing? I mean, the crank just needs a handle, right? For a second I thought that might be a door that I could use. No way to climb up higher. Alright, well this might just be the stream of watching me be hopelessly stuck. Yeah, so I get that question mark in this room, specifically. Means there must be something here. Oh, what is this? Oh, I was there the whole time.
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch.
Alright. Well, here we go. Rainier's like, yatta! Oh, there we go.
Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle.
Gonna test my strength.
Damn, I broke it.
Okay. Did that do literally nothing? I broke it? Like what? Okay, so I've already solved the puzzle here. The question mark. Is it possible to just break everything?
Well, well. A little mouse has got lost on our turf.
Okay.
What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf?
Your turf? That's news to me.
For a guy who has no idea, you've been doing a fair bit of poking around. My men saw you staking out the Hawkins warehouse.
Is that against the law?
I'm no idiot, Detective. I'll tell you how things work around here. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
Seems okay. Wait, I have to attack her? But I don't want to.
You don't have to do this.
Okay, good.
Of course I do. And I'll even take pleasure in doing it.
Oh, what the? Oh, ow. Okay.
Get this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
So is this a failure, or is this the intended progression of the story?
I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm going to have to deal with her.
Would that have happened no matter what? Like, was that just supposed to be what happened? Or... Let's see what happens if I go back there. Hey, guy.
I bet you don't see one like her every day, do you?
Yes. Cat is an extraordinary woman.
Damn right. There's nobody more intimidating than her on the docks. Except the captain, of course. But you're lucky that she left you alive. She must think that you can be of use to her. With that, please do excuse me, because I'd prefer not to be seen talking with you for too long.
That's fine. I don't want to talk to you either. Alright, so I broke the winch. So could I have succeeded at this? Was this just fated to be a waste of time? It's so interesting and weird not knowing. Not knowing if, no matter what, that was always going to fail and this was as close as I could get? Or if I actually, like, if I had had the right skills, if that would have just worked, I would have gone straight through with no problem. Let's go chat with... Wait, what's this? Oh, whatever. History. Bah. Let's come talk to this guy.
You're back again. What can I do for you?
That's it.
I found a threatening letter signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Whatever.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that. It terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Okay, so my main objective is still to get inside warehouse 36. There's apparently a lot of ways to do it. Let's look at my clues. Alright, nothing. At least nothing new. Okay, so that method didn't work. Can I talk to these guys again? By which I mean these guys.
What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
It's the same conversations before.
Cat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyhole.
She's the boss, yeah. She says who goes in or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
Raenir says he loves that hat, has one like it. I do too, actually.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
What happened to the statue of St. Brendan?
I don't know
Dreadful.
where that
What
is.
makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not savages.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors.
Who else, in your opinion? And who's interested?
Not me.
I bid you gentlemen farewell.
Alright.
If I can't get rid of those two, I'll have to look for another way.
Okay, so I've tried talking my way past those guys. I can't. I've tried going in through that trap door. That didn't work. Who's this person? No one who wants to talk to me.
Well, look who's back.
Did you miss us?
So I kind of... Oh wait, what's this?
I have an offer that could interest you.
We're listening.
I need you to keep them busy for a while.
You send us to take the punishment while you go quietly about your business.
Yep.
What's in it for us?
What would convince you to help me?
There's only one thing that'll get us to move.
For sure. Bring us something to drink and we'll take care of the bootleggers.
Alright.
I'll be back.
Take your time. We're going nowhere.
So maybe this is the backup solution for if none of your skills work. Like maybe if I'd succeeded at the strength check, I could have gotten in through that hidden way. And maybe if I'd succeeded the eloquence check, I could have taught my way past those guys. But because I failed literally everything, I've got to spend money as my backup option. So it seems like they're really thinking it through, like how to make it so that I can always eventually do something, but it can be costly.
You again. What can I get you?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
You want a drink?
Oh, wait, no. Let's get a bottle.
Let's say I want to buy a bottle from you.
Choice is yours. Everything's on sale.
How much for a bottle of whiskey?
$5.
I guess I'm not desperate.
I'm not judging you.
All right.
That'll be all for now.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
Raenir says he likes the voice actor for the main character, that it sounds a little bit like House or Doctor Strange. Both English actors doing American accents and kind of putting a little bit of a hard nasal edge on their voice. Specifically, I think because they both have R-less accents, and they're trying to do an R-ful accent, and so you'll hear, like Hugh Laurie has a very different sound to his voice when he's doing his natural English accent than when he's doing an American accent. And similarly, Benedict Cumberbatch, they both kind of harden it a little bit. And so, yeah, so I think maybe that's what you're hearing in the character's voice. Maybe this actor's English, I don't know.
So, have you got what we asked you for?
Look what I've got.
You're a good guy, you. Follow me. Cheers, you jackass.
I don't feel well.
Hey, where are you going?
Say that again. I hope for your sake that I didn't hear.
No, it's not what...
I love how badly that went. And I'm just going to leave that guy to his fate. Alright, so I can't go up this way. Wait, is this 36? I assumed it was the huge one.
Perfect.
This has been 36 the whole time. I had no idea.
Ugh, this place stinks.
It looks like it stinks from all of
What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
all the magic lanterns. Reconstruction scene, hold the triggers? Okay, what's this gonna be?
Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
How is this different from what I found before?
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Okay, so I'm imagining things happening in here.
What happened here?
Okay, somebody punched it. Okay, yeah, so I'm looking at the normal scene, but I'm going to be adding investigative elements to it, where I'm imagining what happened.
What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here?
Somebody lived here and was really sad and angry.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this? It smells as bad as it looks.
Right, what am I missing? Okay, so it's telling me I found everything? Alright, what did I learn from this? I've searched the warehouse. Do I go back and report to the guy? Guess I'll go back and report to the guy.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Did you?
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken.
Have I succeeded at a single skill check?
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way.
So maybe my persuasion
Andrews, would you
did
please
work?
shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose.
I'm not walking right now. I'm just sort of auto-following him.
Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Alright, Chapter 3. Well, it is getting pretty late. I think we've got a good idea of the kind of game this is, right? You know, we're uncovering clues, kind of adventure game style. The skills that I have allow me to do these skill checks that, I don't know, it feels like it didn't really give me solid feedback to tell me whether I had succeeded or failed at each of the skill checks. Usually in a lot of games like this, you'll hear like some kind of chime when you succeed and some kind of failure noise, some kind of music stinger when you fail. But I couldn't tell a lot of the time if I was succeeding at my skill checks or failing at them. And if I was failing at them, then I think what I just experienced was a sort of a fallback solution that works if none of my skill checks work. But if I had had successful eloquence or successful strength, then I could have gotten by with one of those skills. Or maybe I did as well as I could with those skill checks and I was always going to have to solve the problem this way. That I couldn't tell you. I haven't figured that out yet. So this game is definitely worth some further investigation. But I think once we've gotten solidly into this chapter, I'm gonna push pause on it because it's getting super late. Oh, wait, so this guy's already had his smile widened. I guess that wasn't an idle threat.